Have you ever wondered why some people seem to effortlessly draw others in, capturing their attention and leaving a lasting impression, while others struggle to stand out, fading quietly into the background? It might seem like they possess some mysterious quality, but the truth is far simpler. It's not about luck, beauty, or even charm. It's about understanding the deeper, often overlooked art of connection. The way we interact, the way we present ourselves, and the way we make others feel all contribute to how memorable we become. These aren't just surface-level tactics like throwing out generic compliments or rehearsed one-liners. Instead, it's about using thoughtful and genuine techniques that truly spark curiosity and build interest. Think about this. In a world where distractions are endless, capturing someone's attention is almost an art form. Those who succeed at it have learned how to make their first impressions unforgettable. And as the iconic Will Rogers once said, "You never get a second chance to make a first impression." Today we'll dive into how you can master this essential skill and make every encounter one that leaves people intrigued, engaged, and wanting to know more about you. Let's get started. Number 1. First impressions matter. Your first impression begins the moment you interact with someone. The key is to create a sense of mystery, intrigue, and fun without trying too hard. With the right approach, you'll leave a lasting impact that lingers in their thoughts long after the conversation ends. If you're ready to elevate your connection game, stay tuned. I'm about to share the ultimate tactics that people find irresistible. Trust me, these methods will transform the way you approach every conversation. Embrace humor. Mark Twain once said, "Against the assault of laughter, nothing can stand." Humor isn't just about making someone smile. It's about breaking down social barriers in ways that are far more effective than compliments. Humor conveys confidence, wit, and control in social settings, qualities that are universally attractive. When it comes to building rapport, making someone laugh is half the battle won. Master playful teasing. Playful teasing is a powerful way to build attraction early on. It's about gently challenging someone, showing you're not entirely convinced by their charms, but doing so with a light, positive touch. Remember, this isn't about putting someone down or being negative. Think of it as playfully pulling their leg. This approach signals confidence and creates a dynamic chemistry that's hard to replicate. Avoid predictable compliments. When talking to someone, avoid relying on the same overused compliments like, "You're so beautiful," or "Your smile is stunning." Most people have heard these countless times, and while they may be flattering, they don't stand out. Instead, focus on making them feel something unique and genuine. This subtle approach communicates that your standards are higher and that you're not instantly captivated. They have to bring more than just good looks to earn your approval. This creates a memorable dynamic, leaving a lasting impression. Create a unique connection. Imagine this scenario. You smile and say, "You know, you and I probably wouldn't work out." It's not rejection, it's playful. You're creating a fun dynamic that levels the playing field. Instead of one person chasing the other, you're both enjoying the interaction as equals. Playful banter shows confidence, signaling that you're not putting them on a pedestal. You're engaging with them as an equal, creating an atmosphere of light and effortless flirtation. Important tip: don't overdo it. Too much teasing can backfire, coming across as annoying or dismissive. The goal is balance. Create interest without making them feel undervalued. Why playful teasing works. Playful teasing creates a healthy tension, a subtle push and pull dynamic. You show interest, then pull back just enough to keep them guessing. This creates intrigue as they begin to wonder, do they like me, or are they just having fun? The more they think about you, the more invested they become. Build trust through laughter. Here's a secret many people overlook. The one who can make someone laugh, even during tough times, is someone they'll trust deeply. Why? Because laughter shows emotional intelligence and resilience, qualities that stand out in challenging situations. People feel safe with someone they trust, especially in moments of vulnerability. By embracing humor and fostering genuine connections, you can transform your interactions and make them truly unforgettable. Number 2, the power of mirroring. Mirroring body language is an incredibly powerful tool. It's almost magical in how it helps us connect with others. Imagine this. You're talking to someone, and without even realizing it, you're both leaning in, your movements in perfect sync, like a graceful dance. That's the power of mirroring. But it's more than just mimicking someone's actions. It's about building an invisible bond that brings people closer together. When done subtly, mirroring becomes one of the most effective tools in your social toolkit. How mirroring creates connection. Picture this. During a conversation, someone leans in slightly, and without thinking, you find yourself doing the same. Suddenly, there's a magnetic pull, an exchange of energy that deepens the connection. Isn't that incredible? Oprah Winfrey once said, "If you want to connect, lean in." And she's absolutely right. Leaning in shows engagement, curiosity, and a willingness to connect on a deeper level. But it doesn't stop there. Small gestures, big impact. Try this next time. Slightly tilt your head while maintaining eye contact. It's a small gesture, but it speaks volumes. It says, "I'm here, I'm listening, and I genuinely care about what you're saying." The beauty of this lies in its simplicity, yet it profoundly affects how connected someone feels to you. On the flip side, actions like glancing around or looking over someone's head can send the opposite message, suggesting disinterest or impatience. The science of mirroring scientists have studied this phenomenon extensively, using slow-motion videos to capture micro-synchronizations, tiny, almost imperceptible movements that happen when people are deeply connected. These might include subtle nods, a slight tension in the fingers, stretched lips, or even minor twitches. These synchronized actions, often seen between close friends, signal to our brains that there's a sense of closeness. Even if we're not consciously aware of it, our brains interpret mirroring as a sign that the other person gets us. And isn't that what we're all looking for, someone who truly understands us? How to use mirroring naturally. The beauty of mirroring lies in its subtlety. It's not about copying someone's every move, but reflecting their body language naturally and effortlessly. Here's how you can try it. Lean in. When they lean in, do the same. This creates a subconscious feeling of connection. Nod gently. A small nod at the right moment shows that you're engaged and agreeing with their thoughts. Tilt your head. A slight head tilt conveys interest and empathy, making the other person feel heard. Final thoughts. Mirroring is a simple yet profound way to transform your interactions. It's about understanding and reflecting the energy of the conversation in a way that feels natural and effortless. Next time you're in a conversation, try this technique. Lean in when they do, nod at the right moments, and let your body language reflect your engagement. You'll be amazed at how this subtle practice deepens connections and leaves a lasting impression. Number 3, reverse the rules. Imagine this. You're having a playful conversation with someone who seems intrigued by your presence. There's a hint of mystery, a spark of tension, and a sense of fun. But here's what truly pulls them in. People love a challenge. Not the kind that makes them uncomfortable, but one that's playful, engaging, and keeps them guessing. This dynamic flips the typical script, inviting them to subtly pursue you. It's a game of intrigue that keeps the interaction lively, leaving them wanting more. The secret? A little playful resistance, just enough to add spice without making it feel forced. Why playful resistance works? People are naturally drawn to those who keep them on their toes. Are you someone who just goes along with everything? Or are you the person who adds a little twist, a touch of playful unpredictability that makes them think, this person is different? Here's a great example of flipping the script. Imagine saying something cheeky like, "My mom warned me about people like you, ones who totally take advantage of me." What you're doing here is reframing the interaction. Suddenly, you've positioned them as the one trying to win you over. This playful reversal taps into their competitive nature in a way that's fun, light, and flirtatious. How to flip the script? Flipping the script is all about timing and tone. It's not about making things serious, it's about keeping the energy light and engaging. For instance, if they're talking passionately about something they love, say painting or cooking, you don't have to just agree with them. Instead, try something like, "You're going to have to prove that. I'm not sure I believe you. Show me what you've got." This playful challenge creates a back and forth dynamic that's stimulating and fun. It keeps the interaction balanced and avoids making things too one-sided. When and how to use playful challenges. Timing is everything. You can't drop playful lines in the middle of a serious conversation. They'll come across as out of place or even awkward. Instead, wait for the right moment, when the atmosphere is light and you're both sharing a laugh. For example, if they're talking about their favorite hobby, you could say, "That sounds impressive, but I bet I could do it better." Or during a conversation about baking, playfully say, "I'm sure my cake would totally outshine yours." These playful challenges keep the conversation interesting and show that you're confident, engaging, and not afraid to have fun. The science behind it. Dr. Helen Fisher, a renowned anthropologist who studies love and relationships, explains that playful competition is a key factor in attraction. This type of light-hearted banter triggers dopamine, a brain chemical associated with pleasure and reward. It's a natural way to build attraction while keeping things memorable. Anticipation plays a huge role here. Playful teasing creates an emotional roller coaster, a mix of highs and lows that keeps things exciting. By adding a touch of unpredictability, you make the interaction dynamic and engaging. Balancing tension and fun. The key to mastering this technique is balance. You're not trying to outdo the other person or make them feel lesser. Instead, you're showing that you're confident enough to poke fun at yourself and at them, creating a playful back-and-forth dynamic. It's a dance of mutual teasing, where you both enjoy the moment without taking things too seriously. This balance builds attraction and chemistry while ensuring the interaction feels light, enjoyable, and memorable. A lasting impression. Think of it this way. Chemistry is born out of a mix of tension and relaxation. When you introduce a playful challenge, you create a dynamic that's not only fun, but also leaves them thinking about you long after the conversation ends. The next time someone shares their passion with you, don't just take it at face value. Throw in a playful challenge. For instance, if they talk about their cooking skills, say with a grin, "Prove it. What's your signature dish?" This kind of playful banter shows you're not just another person agreeing with them. You're someone who knows how to keep things exciting and memorable. Final thoughts. Reversing the rules isn't about making things complicated. It's about keeping them fun and engaging. By adding a touch of playful resistance and a hint of unpredictability, you'll create a dynamic that's hard to forget. So, what will you say the next time the conversation takes a playful turn? Will you challenge them in a fun way that keeps them intrigued? Or will you stay predictable? Remember, the right balance of tension and fun is what creates irresistible chemistry. So don't be afraid to flip the script and enjoy the moment. Number 4, let your eyes flirt. Have you ever stopped to think about the incredible power of a single glance? It's amazing how locking eyes with someone, even for a brief moment, can send a message stronger than words. Eye contact isn't just a way to see someone. It's a secret weapon that, when mastered, can quickly build connection, intrigue, and even attraction. Here's the truth. People, especially women, are far more perceptive than most realize. Often, before you say a single word, they've already picked up on your intentions. Whether you're confident, nervous, or just testing the waters, your eyes often reveal what you're feeling. The saying, "eyes don't lie," exists for a reason. But here's the trick. It's not just about looking. It's about controlled eye contact. Knowing when to hold a gaze, when to break it, and how to pair it with subtle gestures can transform your interactions. The power of controlled eye contact. Imagine this scenario. You're in a grocery store. Across the aisle, your eyes meet someone's for the first time. Instead of looking away quickly or staring too long, you hold her gaze for just a few beats, anchor it with a warm smile, and then calmly glance away. That simple act sends a subtle yet powerful message. I see you, and I'm intrigued. This moment does more than communicate interest. It sparks curiosity. As humans, we're naturally drawn to mystery, to things that aren't immediately obvious or available. That brief moment of eye contact followed by looking away creates a magnetic pull, a sense of intrigue that leaves her wondering. Balancing confidence and mystery. Here's the balance to strike. Confident, but not overbearing. Interested, but not desperate. This balance is what sets you apart. Some people avoid eye contact altogether, coming off as too shy or uncertain. Others hold on for too long, which can feel overwhelming or intense. But when you master this subtle art, you stand out as someone in control, someone who knows how to create intrigue without overstepping. The magic happens when you break eye contact at just the right moment. Suddenly she's left wondering, wait, was he interested or not? That hint of mystery pulls her in, leaving her curious and intrigued. The psychology of eye contact. This isn't just theory. There's real science behind it. Research shows that eye contact activates the brain's reward system, increasing feelings of attraction and connection. Behavioral psychology also highlights the role of non-verbal communication, which accounts for 93% of how we communicate, according to Albert Mehrabian's famous study. Your eyes are doing most of the talking long before you say anything. A confident, well-timed glance can convey interest, curiosity, and even a playful challenge. It creates a bond, even if it's only for a moment. Building intrigue. Through the eyes, controlled eye contact isn't just about making someone see you, it's about making them feel something. That's where the magic lies. It's not a stare, it's a dance, a rhythm, a balance of looks, smiles, and subtle movements that create tension and intrigue. Think of it like this. Flirting is like a waltz. You take a step, she takes a step. The eye contact draws her in, but the timing and rhythm keep her engaged. Knowing when to look, when to smile, and when to leave just enough mystery in the air is the key to creating chemistry. Tips for mastering eye contact. Hold the gaze briefly. Look at her long enough to show interest, but not so long that it becomes uncomfortable. A few beats, 2 to 4 seconds, is the perfect balance. Anchor with a smile. Pair your gaze with a warm, friendly smile. This signals that your interest is genuine, not intimidating. Break contact gracefully. Don't look away nervously. Instead, glance away with calm confidence, as if you have other things on your mind. Time. Right eye contact works best when the atmosphere is light and relaxed. Avoid intense or overly formal situations. Keep it natural. Eye contact should feel effortless, not rehearsed. If you overthink it, you risk coming across as forced or awkward. Why it works. The beauty of eye contact lies in its simplicity. It creates an emotional connection without needing words. That subtle tension, the mix of intrigue and mystery, pulls people in and keeps them interested. It also sets you apart. In a world where people are often glued to their phones or afraid to make meaningful connections, being someone who confidently uses eye contact is refreshing and memorable. As Will Rogers said, "You never get a second chance to make a first impression." Mastering the art of eye contact gives you the edge to make that first impression unforgettable. Sometimes you don't need grand gestures or elaborate words. All it takes is a glance, a pause, and just enough mystery to spark something electric. Number 5. The ultimate weapon. Push and pull. Push and pull is a classic and highly effective strategy for building attraction by balancing moments of interest with playful withdrawal. It's like a captivating dance where you step forward to engage, then step back just enough to create curiosity, and then step forward again to reignite the connection. At its core, push and pull keeps the other person guessing, sparking intrigue and excitement. This dynamic makes interactions feel fresh and engaging, leaving them wanting more. Let's break it down with some examples. "You're a danger to my sanity. You're making me so confused. I might have to keep my distance, or I might like you too much. The way you smile. You know you're making things difficult for me, right? I'll have to stay away from you for a bit. You're so charming, it's almost unfair. I might need to keep my guard up around you." These lines, when delivered playfully and with the right tone, send mixed signals in the best way possible. They let her feel your interest while also creating a sense of challenge. Whether in person or through text, this method works wonders to keep things light, fun, and unpredictable. The emotional roller coaster effect. Here's the secret behind push and pull. It creates an emotional roller coaster. People are drawn to interactions that evoke a range of emotions: excitement, curiosity, and even a hint of frustration. This unpredictability heightens attraction because it triggers the brain's dopamine system, the same chemical release that occurs during thrilling rides or other emotional highs and lows. For example, imagine her feeling your interest at a 6 out of 10. You playfully tease her, dropping it to a 4, and then build back up to an 8 or 9 by showing warmth. This ebb and flow of emotions keeps her engaged, intrigued, and thinking about you long after the interaction ends. How to master push and pull start. Playfully, begin by showing some interest, but don't go all in immediately. A compliment with a touch of teasing works well, like, "You're not just trying to distract me with your charm, are you?" Pull away gently. After engaging, introduce a playful push to create some distance, like, "I'm not sure I can handle how charming you are. I need to focus." Reignite the connection. Follow up with a warm and genuine moment, such as a compliment or shared laughter. Keep it balanced. Don't overdo the push or come across as disinterested. The magic lies in maintaining a positive, fun energy while creating a little tension. Why it works. Dr. Helen Fisher, a leading anthropologist in romantic attraction, explains that playful unpredictability triggers dopamine release, increasing feelings of interest and connection. Push and pull creates a dynamic where the other person feels engaged and intrigued, eager to understand your intentions. As Mark Twain once said, "The secret of getting ahead is getting started." And with push and pull, starting that emotional dance with respect and care makes all the difference. Number 6. Create a stir, then disappear. Have you ever noticed how the most captivating stories or TV shows end their episodes at the most suspenseful moments? You're left hanging, eagerly anticipating what happens next. That sense of curiosity, that pull to know more, it's a powerful force, and you can use it to your advantage in your conversations. When you're interacting with someone and the connection feels strong, she's smiling, laughing, and fully engaged, most people make the mistake of stretching the interaction until it naturally fizzles out. Don't fall into that trap. Instead, take control and end the conversation at its peak. This approach leaves a lasting impression and creates a sense of intrigue that keeps you on her mind long after you're gone. Why it works. The psychology behind this technique is simple. Anticipation is one of the most powerful motivators. When you end a conversation on a high note, you leave her brain craving more of the positive feeling she experienced while talking to you. It triggers her brain's dopamine system, the same system responsible for feelings of pleasure and reward. This subtle manipulation of timing and mystery works because it's human nature to want what isn't fully available. By stepping away at just the right moment, you create a sense of scarcity that makes your presence feel more valuable. As the saying goes, always leave them wanting more. The art of ending on a high note. The key to mastering this technique is timing. You want to take the lead and wrap things up before the energy of the interaction begins to fade. Ending things too early might feel abrupt, but letting the conversation drag on can dilute the excitement and connection you've built. Here's an example. Imagine you're in the middle of a great conversation and the mood is light and engaging. Instead of waiting for an awkward pause, you say something like, "This has been so much fun, but I've got to take care of something. Let's pick this up another time." This approach achieves two things. It shows confidence and control. You're taking charge of the interaction, which is an attractive quality. It leaves her wanting more. By ending on a high note, you create a sense of curiosity and anticipation, crafting the perfect exit. When it comes to leaving the conversation, the way you phrase your exit matters. The goal is to make her feel intrigued, not dismissed. Here are some ideas. Playful tease. "I hate to cut this short, but I have to run. Don't worry, I'll let you charm me again soon." This creates a playful dynamic while leaving the door open for future interaction. Mystery approach. "This has been fun, but I've got something to take care of. Let's pick this up later." The vagueness of "something to take care of" adds a layer of intrigue. Confident close. "I've really enjoyed this, but I need to get going. I'll be thinking about this conversation. Let's continue it soon." This reinforces that you've appreciated the interaction without being overly clingy. How to avoid common pitfalls. While this technique is highly effective, it requires balance. Here are some pitfalls to avoid. Don't overdo the mystery. If you're too vague or abrupt, it may come across as disinterest or rudeness. The key is to leave her feeling positive, not confused. Don't exit too early. Leaving too soon might make the interaction feel incomplete or rushed. Pay attention to the mood. Wait until the conversation has reached a natural high point. Follow through. If you've hinted at picking things up later, make sure to follow through. Anticipation works best when it leads to a satisfying outcome. The psychological edge ending. A conversation at its peak taps into what psychologists call the peak end rule. This principle suggests that people judge experiences based on their most intense moment, the peak, and the final moment, the end. By ensuring that the peak and end of the conversation are positive, you leave her with a lasting impression that overshadows everything else. Additionally, the Zeigarnik effect plays a role here. This psychological phenomenon explains why people remember unfinished tasks or incomplete interactions more than completed ones. By stepping away at the height of the interaction, you create an unfinished dynamic that keeps her thinking about you. Create anticipation for the next interaction. When you leave on a high note, you're also setting the stage for the next interaction. By saying something like, "I'd love to continue this conversation later," you're creating anticipation. This makes her look forward to seeing you again and ensures that you remain on her mind in the meantime. The beauty of this technique is its simplicity. You're not relying on elaborate gestures or dramatic exits. It's about creating a sense of excitement and intrigue while maintaining confidence and control. Final thoughts. Mastering the art of creating a stir and then disappearing is all about timing, confidence, and leaving the other person with a sense of curiosity. It's a technique that works not just in romantic settings, but also in professional and social interactions. Remember, the goal isn't to play games, but to create meaningful connections that feel dynamic and exciting. By taking control of the conversation and ending it on a high note, you leave her with a positive impression and a sense of anticipation that keeps you on her mind. As the great storyteller Walt Disney once said, "Always leave them wanting more." Apply this principle to your conversations and you'll see how it transforms the way people respond to you. Number 7. The exquisite power of a simple touch. Have you ever stopped to think about how much a single simple touch can convey? It's incredible how something as subtle as a brush of the hand or a pat on the shoulder can communicate feelings of warmth, care, or even attraction without a single word. Touch is one of the most powerful forms of non-verbal communication, and when used thoughtfully, it can elevate your interactions in ways that are both meaningful and memorable. The science of touch research shows that humans are remarkably adept at interpreting the meaning behind touch. Studies suggest we can decode emotions like anger, fear, love, or empathy with up to 83% accuracy based solely on touch. Why? Because touch activates a unique set of neural responses in the brain. It's deeply wired into our biology, a primal form of communication that transcends words. For instance, a light, fleeting touch can signal playfulness or curiosity, while a steady, reassuring touch can convey support and connection. When it comes to flirting, these subtleties can work wonders. The key lies in understanding how to use touch in a way that feels natural, respectful, and impactful. The 5 and 15 rule. A simple guideline to keep in mind is the 5 and 15 rule. During a 15-minute conversation, aim for about 5 light, appropriate touches. This could be a playful nudge when sharing a laugh, a brief touch on the hand when making a point, a light tap on the shoulder to grab attention. These small, seemingly inconsequential gestures add depth to your words and foster a sense of connection. When done naturally, they can transform a regular conversation into a more engaging and intimate experience. The 3 zones of intimacy. When it comes to touch, certain areas are more effective for building connection than others. These are often referred to as the 3 zones of intimacy. Hands. A light touch on someone's hand while laughing at a joke or making a point is subtle yet impactful. It creates a moment of shared energy without feeling intrusive. Hips, lower back. Guiding someone through a crowded space with a gentle touch on the lower back is a natural and considerate gesture. It conveys attentiveness and care while maintaining boundaries. Head, shoulders. A playful tap on the shoulder or, in closer moments, brushing a strand of hair from their face can create a sense of closeness and trust. These are higher intimacy gestures and should be used thoughtfully. How to use touch. Effectively, the art of touch lies in its subtlety. It's not about making bold or frequent gestures, but rather incorporating small, natural touches that complement the flow of your interaction. Here's how you can do it. Keep it contextual. Touch should feel organic, arising naturally from the situation. For example, touching someone's arm while emphasizing a funny story feels more genuine than forcing a touch just for the sake of it. Be aware of boundaries. Always pay attention to the other person's comfort level. If they seem uneasy or pull away, respect their space and adjust your approach. Match the mood. Light, playful touches work best in relaxed, fun settings, while more grounding touches, like a firm handshake or a supportive pat, suit serious or intimate moments. Use timing wisely. The moment matters. A quick, gentle touch when they're laughing or smiling will feel much more natural than one introduced during a serious or emotional conversation. The emotional power of touch isn't just physical, it's deeply emotional. A well-timed touch can amplify the feelings in a conversation, whether it's excitement, comfort, or connection. For example, during a laugh, a playful nudge on the arm as you both share a laugh can strengthen the bond of shared joy. In a moment of vulnerability, placing a supportive hand on someone's shoulder shows empathy and care. When guiding, lightly touching the lower back to guide someone through a busy room conveys attentiveness and subtle leadership. These moments may seem small, but they leave a lasting impression. Why it works. The power of touch lies in how it bridges physical and emotional connection. Touch activates the brain's oxytocin system, often referred to as the bonding hormone. This chemical helps create feelings of trust and closeness, making the other person feel more connected to you. In relationships or budding attractions, touch also activates the brain's reward system, releasing dopamine, the same chemical responsible for feelings of excitement and happiness. A single, well-timed touch can create a cascade of positive emotions, making your presence more memorable. Practical examples of subtle touch. The arm tap. While laughing at something funny, gently tap their arm to share the moment. The hand brush. When handing them something, let your fingers briefly graze theirs. It's subtle, but can create a spark. The shoulder tap. A friendly tap on the shoulder to grab their attention can convey both playfulness and interest. The lower back guide. If walking through a crowd, lightly place your hand on their lower back to guide them. This shows attentiveness without being overbearing. The playful push. If you're joking around, a gentle nudge or push can add a layer of fun and lightheartedness to the moment. Touch and intimacy, the 3 H's. For those ready to deepen the connection, consider the 3 H's of intimacy. Hands. Holding hands briefly or brushing fingers can signal affection and care. Hips. A light touch on the hip when guiding someone signals confidence and connection. Head. Gently brushing a strand of hair from their face or a light tap on the head can communicate tenderness in closer relationships. The key to success, subtlety and intent. The beauty of touch lies in its simplicity. The goal isn't to overwhelm or make someone feel uncomfortable, but to subtly enhance the emotional tone of the interaction. When used thoughtfully, touch can create moments of warmth, excitement and closeness that words alone can't achieve. Final thoughts. Mastering the art of a simple touch is about more than just physical contact. It's about connection, understanding, and creating moments that leave a lasting impression. When done right, touch has the power to elevate your interactions, making them more dynamic, meaningful, and memorable. As you incorporate this technique into your conversations, always keep in mind the other person's comfort and boundaries. A touch, no matter how small, should always feel natural and mutual. Remember, sometimes it's the smallest gestures that leave the biggest impact. In the words of Maya Angelou, "People will forget what you said, people will forget what you did, but people will never forget how you made them feel." Master the art of touch, and you'll not only captivate others, but also foster deeper, more genuine connections.